Welcome to the second video on the driving test report explained, and this one is more personal to me because it's one of my students who's given me permission to explain what's happened on their driving test. So stay tuned and I'll tell you what's happened. So obviously the person's not passed, they've got a series for junctions. So let me just run through the faults first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 driving faults. You're allowed 15 or less to pass, but because they've got a series, that's an instant fail. And because of COVID at the moment, he's ended up back at test centre within 20 minutes. I think it might have been 15, 20 minutes is out in total. So it wasn't long. So I did listen to the debrief, and I'll tell you what the examiner said about the junctions in a few minutes. But these little faults here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we've worked on them, and I have to say that the lads retook his test and passed since then, which is fantastic. But we had to work hard on the little things, and that's what you've got to do. So the vehicle checks one. Silly fault straight away, and I asked him, well, what happened? Why are you picking up a fault on the vehicle check at the moment? And that's the show me, tell me questions. And the answer was, he rushed. He said to me, as soon as the examiner asked me the question, he blurted out the answer straight away, and as soon as he said the answer, he realised he answered it wrong. He answered it wrong and tried to correct it. All the examiner says to him, I can only accept your first answer. So he got a fault straight away. He knew the answer, but he rushed. So if I can give you a tip is, when they ask you the question, just pause for a second, take a deep breath, think about the answer, and then give it your best shot at that point. So hopefully the correct answer. So it's an easy fault that he picked up, and obviously on the second test he didn't get that one wrong. Progress under hesitation one, and lots of people pick this up on the driving test. They don't want to take silly risks in the first few minutes, and that's where it could have been. He was waiting too long at a junction when he could have gone. So if you get progress under hesitation, it could be junctions, it could be a roundabout, it could be a meeting situation where you can go at this point, but you're just being a bit hesitant, so you're going to pick up a fault. So just be wary of if you've got a couple of them on yours, be working on it a bit more. The control fault for steering, that's going around the corner a little bit too wide, going towards the white line. I think his tyres went on the white line in the end. I think that's what the examiner told us. So we just worked on controlling the speed, and that could be just going a little bit too fast, making the steering go wide. So keep the speed under control, keep the steering under control. If you're letting the wheel spin in your hands, you will get a fault also. So understeer and oversteer on junctions causes the car to go wide or tight. The moving off fault is a control one, and when I asked the lad, I said, did you stall on your driving test? No, I didn't stall at all. So it's got to be rolling back when he's moving off. So I paid a bit more attention to it, and there's a slight roll, and I've got a feeling that on the test he's a bit more nervous and he rolled back. So we worked on using the handbrake a bit more on slight hills or on hills, definitely using it more. And that seems to do the trick also. And the clearance one, so clearance is going past vehicles and obstacles that are on the road or at the side of the road. So it could be parked vehicles, could be green bins that are left at the side of the road. So keep an eye on anything that's going to be an obstacle for you that you've got to go around. Or it could be you're giving way to a car coming towards you and you've got a parked car. So as you go move off, give that parked car space. Don't get too close. Remember, a door's width or a metre is what it should be giving them. If you've got a double parked cars, one on each side, opposite each other, and you're going to go down the middle, then obviously get yourself right in the middle to get equal amount on each side. And obviously, because it's more dangerous, slower the speeds. The serious was for junctions, observations, and the examiner said to me, he's come to a roundabout and it's busy, so slow down, stopped for a couple of seconds and then pulled out when he shouldn't have pulled out, and I told him to stop at that point because there's a white van racing through in the right lane. So he's got the serious for that one. Now, if you're approaching a junction, you should be on a roundabout, making sure on the approach that it's definitely clear to go on your right. If it isn't, you should be giving way. And when you're giving way, keep an eye on the traffic on your right, not just the left lane or the centre or the right lane. Keep an eye on all of them. See what they're going. Keep an eye on the traffic on the roundabout. If it's a junction, keep an eye on the traffic on both sides. Work out, is it a safe gap to pull out? So if you're going to pull out, make sure you're not going to slow vehicles down. If you do, you're going to pick up a fault like this lad did. So we worked on things like that also. And I'm glad to say, like I say, that the lad retook his test a few weeks later. We had to work on getting the test closer, because when we first rebooked it, it was February, but in the end we got one, I think it might have been the 20th or 24th of September, and worked on the faults, and he passed with 2 driving faults in the end, and the exam says a really good, nice, safe drive. So that's what you've got to do. If you don't pass, work on the faults. If you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, click on subscribe. If you want me to analyse your driving test report, then email me the report and I'll analyse it. Just put your name on it and just tell me if you want me to put any, if you want to keep it private so no one knows, or you want me to put your name on, that's fine too. So good luck with your driving test coming up, and if it is helping you, like I say, give it a thumbs up.